the light in here is actually so terribly bad today that I have had to put a little light next to my phone so that everybody can actually see what it is that I'm about to do. So it has been well over a week since I did the air dry clay. I just haven't got round to it. One of the things about being a small business owner while also raising a really small baby is that time is really precious and limited, and I don't get a lot of creative time at the moment, so I'm making the most of what I do get. And right now Fia has gone to sleep, nothing else needs to be done, so I'm going to take this opportunity to try and get the pieces done. Now, this is the first time that I've ever worked with air dry clay. I don't know how it's going to go, if I need to try again. The air dry clay is a slow practice. You have to be really intentional with it, and I think if you're a person that likes to do things quickly and just wants to get things done, then maybe air dry clay isn't the medium for you, or maybe it could be, it depends. For me, I like to create intentionally. I like to make sure that whatever it is I'm creating, I create slowly and mindfully and purposefully, just because I find it very calming, grounding, and healing to work that way. So that being said, I think I'm going to make myself a nice little cup of coffee, something tasty, and then I'm going to sand the pieces, coat the pieces, leave them to dry, and then I'm going to try my hand at painting them with acrylics and then coating them in resin. I'm actually surprised how sturdy they actually feel. I really thought that they were going to be really brittle and break, and I imagine that when they're painted and they're sealed that they're going to be a lot more strong, a lot more durable too. So I'm excited to see what happens and what becomes of them. So they're all sanded down now. I'm not 100% sure about the top half of the earrings. I don't really think that they have dried or sanded very well, but I'm going to sand those down and try and see what I can do with them. But I'm really liking the look of the bottom pieces of the earrings so far. They're looking very imperfect, which is exactly what I'm going for. I don't want polished, perfect pieces. I want it to be like nature. I want them to be rugged and raw looking, and like, you know, they've just literally just come straight from the earth. Obviously, barring the fact that I'm going to be painting them, but other than that, like, I don't want to see this uniformed shape all the way through. I want every single piece that we create to have its own unique character, its own personality. Basically, nature has its own uniqueness, its own flaws. I want it to have this look of like it's come straight from the earth. That's what I felt drawn towards when I started creating the clay. That's the whole point of Faith and Fee, is to embrace your imperfections and, you know, to embrace your nature and become who you're meant to be. That's the whole part of it. Hello, my loves. So I don't know how long I've got until Thea wakes up. I have very, very small windows at the moment. She's going through a sleep regression. She's teething. So my usual creative time through the day is kind of chip choppy at the moment. So I never know what's going to happen. Do I like the final product? I am torn. I love the design and the inspiration behind it, the reason that it was painted this way. Do I like the shape? Yes. Do I think that I could adjust it a little bit more, that I could add other creative elements to it to make it better? Absolutely. All those things will be applied in the future, I think, because I'm really enjoying just playing and just creating for the sake of creating. This slower journey has really taught me the importance of being patient, of trusting the process and just going along the journey and just letting go of things that I can't control. Did the products turn out exactly as I wanted them to? Not at all. I am terrible at painting. I love painting, but I don't have a natural affinity for it, and it's taken a lot of work even to just get a simple design. But that hasn't disheartened me. I'm not going to give up on the air dry clay. It's just shown me that it's an area I need to practice in. And I think it's important to remember that not everything is going to go to plan the first time round, especially when you start in a new skill set, when you're learning something new. I made so many mistakes working with this clay, and I am so glad that I did, because it has taught me so much. And I think that's the biggest lesson, the biggest takeaway that's come from this journey, this process, is to be patient with yourself. Let yourself be bad at things. It's okay to do that, because it's a guidance. It's going to show you where you need to go on your next set of your journey. When I'm working with the resin, I made so many mistakes, and I still make so many mistakes, but it helps me learn how to be better. So many people make mistakes and then they just give in, they just pack it in because they just think they're not good enough, or they think that, it means they're not talented or they're not gifted. I really don't believe that anyone is born extremely talented. I believe you might have a tendency to be better at some things than other people, but it takes time and practice and patience to hone those skills. And eventually you'll have honed them enough that you will be gifted at what you do. I know that these earrings that I've made are nowhere near the high quality of what other artists out there have made. This is a practice. This had no intention to become anything other than what it became. I'm just wanting to just practice and get better, and that takes patience with myself and with the mediums that I'm using. Did I enjoy working with the air dry clay? I absolutely loved it. I thought it was so therapeutic, so calming to be able just to put my hands into something and just create something, even if it wasn't what I intended to create initially. I absolutely loved making this vlog. I love the connections that I'm building online, and I really feel that this space over time is going to develop into something really special, and that the community is going to be a beautiful community as well. So if you are here, if you have sat through this video, if you have joined me from the first step to the last step of creating the clay, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me again. I really do appreciate each and every one of you, regardless when you're seeing this. I hope that until we see each other again, you stay safe, you stay well, and you keep embracing your nature. Until then, my loves, bye-bye.